Hi, Phyllis here from southernfrugal.com. This afternoon I'm going to make some spaghetti, and I'm making it in order to be able to freeze part of it. We'll have it for the meal tonight, and then I'm going to freeze it. So we should have, I think, probably 8 servings, which would feed us for 4 times. And it really freezes well. I mean, I love it when we had a day when we were real busy and I didn't feel like cooking. Just pop it out of the freezer, put it in the microwave, and just thaw it out, and you've got a meal. Alright, so I've already fried out my hamburger. I always like to show this. That's the splatter screen. See all the grease that didn't get on my stove. Alright, now the meat that I used is ground round, and it's very, very lean. And what I do is I had 3 patties, which was equal to a pound, and I browned them on one side, then flipped them over, and then took my spatula and cut them up in little bitty squares. So this will be like little mini meatballs. Alright, so I'm going to scrape them back now. You see there's very, very little grease in the pan. I used a little bit of olive oil. Alright, so now I'm going to dump in 4 garlic cloves that have been sort of roughly chopped. Put those right in the middle. I'm going to need just a little more olive oil. I'm going to let that garlic cook for maybe a minute. Barely let it cook right down the middle. I love garlic. Just cooking just a little bit. Now, I'm going to use some of the fresh basil from the garden, and I'm going to put that in sort of last. Smells great. Alright, so now that we've just let that simmer in there just really about a minute, because you don't want that garlic to burn. Let it release some of its pungent fragrance. Okay, now I'm going to add 1 cup of chopped green bell peppers. Now these are some that I froze, and they're pretty well thawed out now, but I'm going to dump those in right on top of that garlic. Same thing with the onions. This is some of the Vidalia onions that I froze previously. And what this is going to do, because they're still partially frozen really, and it's going to really just deglaze the pan is what it's doing. So I'm going to let those cook just a minute. So now my garlic is not going to brown, or really, it's going to continue cooking, but it won't get burned now. Alright, so I'm just ready to mix all this up. Turn my burner up just a little bit. See how the hamburger or the ground round is in little squares. I like that in spaghetti. It makes it like a little mini meatball, really, without having to go to all the trouble to make the meatball. Because if you cook it like that and then, cut it in little squares, it really kind of holds together for you. Alright, I brought this up, the heat up on this just a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and add about a half a cup of red wine. We'll let this come to a boil. Now I'm going to call this spaghetti semi-homemade. And the reason I am is because I'm going to be using some Classico spaghetti sauce that we got on sale and with coupons, so we got it for a little bit of nothing. So I'm going to end up using 2 of those. When we bought this, we actually got 6 of them. Actually, it was the last 6 on the shelf because everybody else had the coupon too, so we were lucky to get 6 of them. Alright, so we're going to let this just kind of boil down just a little bit. And after this wine kind of boils way down, we'll be back. Okay, my wine has reduced down now, and I'm going to add some tomato sauce. Now this is really thin tomato sauce because it's from the tomatoes from our garden, and it's not quite a quart. So I'm going to put that in, put this on medium heat, and let it reduce again, maybe 30 minutes till a lot of it has, the moisture has evaporated. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, the tomato sauce has cooked down now, and I'm ready to add in. I'm going to just use one little 2 1/4 ounce can of sliced black olives, and I've drained those. Also, I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of sugar to just sweeten this up because the tomatoes are, of course, very acidic. And I'm also going to put in some fresh basil now. I just cut mine with the scissors. I've got maybe, I don't know, 10 leaves here. And this was from our garden. So I'm just going to cut them up in little strips, put them right in. Oh, already smells fantastic. I love basil. Stir that around, get it mixed in. Now I did not add any oregano, and I didn't because there's lots of oregano in the canned spaghetti sauce that I'm going to use. So I'm going to open these both up. Maybe not. Let me try this one. Oh, boy, they're on there tight. All right, I'm going to dump that in. Just put mine upside down, let whatever else is in there drain down to the lid. Let's see if I can get this one open. Oh, boy. All right, dump this one in. And again, this should be enough for 8 pretty hefty servings. And I've already got my water on and boiling, or just about to boil. And I'm going to use the whole grain spaghetti, and this is the thin spaghetti, which we really like, so we're using whole grain. Alright, so I'm going to let this simmer together now until the pasta gets done, and we'll be just about ready to eat. Now I think I'm going to fix some little fried zucchini to go with this, and we'll have a little salad. And my French bread is in the oven now, so that should be done here in another 10 minutes or so. Alright. When I get all this ready, I'll show you what it looks like on the plate, and we'll be back. I'll also show you how I freeze it. We'll be back. Alright, we are ready to eat our spaghetti. There's a look at it. And instead of having a salad, I decided to have some chopped spinach and Fort Hook limas. And of course the homemade French bread. And as always, iced tea. Alright, we are ready to eat, and we will see you next time. Now, I'm going to do a separate recording on freezing this extra spaghetti. I'll show you that. The extra sauce and the extra pasta. So I'll be freezing that on a separate video. And there's the French bread all done and buttered. Alright, there it is. See you next time.